Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shaboque. On today's episode, I've got a new project. We finally decided to make the switch from an electric 50-gallon water heater to a natural gas tankless water heater. This is no small task though, considering neither our house nor our entire street has any of the gas infrastructure put in yet. As I'm always ready for a good challenge, let's get this project underway. But before we get started, there isn't much better than having a tasty beverage and a nice little snack to eat while sitting down to watch a YouTube video. So take a minute and head to your kitchen. May I possibly suggest a smooth moves tea? Or possibly a peppermint tea? Or possibly even a nice little carbonated beverage? Or even my personal favorite, an iced coffee. And after that, sit back, relax, watch me do some work, and let's get started. Well, the day has finally come. The director has patiently been waiting for me to get my workshop to a stopping point because she had a project that she really wanted to get done. I have to give the director a lot of credit though. She did all of the research to make this build go incredibly smooth. To get this project rolling though, we first need to have this backer board to hang on the wall to give the water heater something to hang on to. In good shaboque fashion, I lost all the footage of me mounting it to the wall and running all of the water lines over to this area. Oh well, we picked back up now. I'm going to go ahead and drill this pilot hole that's going to go all the way through the wall, through the exterior, through the siding, to make sure that it pops out where I want it to. After that, I'm going to go ahead and put on the big circular bit and get this hole cut out through the house. Now we're through the melamine and the sheetrock. I'm going to go ahead and cut a few slits in the insulation here because I want to save it and have it wrap around the pipe that I'm going to be pushing through here in just a minute. Next up, the big nail biter. Did I measure and align everything correctly? Let's see. FYI, it is not heavy. I just make it look that way. Moment of truth. Alright, that'll do, that'll do. Now I'm going to shove through what they call the concentric pipe. This allows both fresh air to come into the water heater and for the burning expelled natural gas to go out all through the same tube. It's like having two tubes inside of each other, so that way you only have to cut one hole through your wall. Next up, I'm going to put in all of the mounting brackets for the water lines here. These are PEX water lines. I'm hammering these brackets here into studs. They are not going straight into sheetrock, as I will prove to you right here. I promise I will be back to fix this a little later. Alright, I'm up in the attic now. It's time to start installing the black pipe that will carry the natural gas through the garage up into the attic and then drop down just above the hot water heater. We're running the pipe up here because we have plans to expand more things into gas in the future, and we wanted to make sure that we leave this in such a way that we can do that. Yeah, let's just say it's better off this way. Anyways, right now I'm cutting a hole through these beams in the attic so the pipe can go through there. They're about 1.5 inches each with some OSB between them, so probably roughly around 4.5 inches worth of wood that I needed to drill through. Real big thing. Next up, I had another rafter I needed to cut through. Unfortunately, my main camera did not get the footage. Surprise, surprise. It was shutting off because of the temperature actually up there. So only got the body cam footage, and you can see me pushing the pipe through there. Here's the pipe loosely routed. Gonna head down now to the garage. The gas pipe will come through the garage wall, stick out about 1.5 feet, and then go up vertically through the ceiling and connect into the pipe that we put up there before. Here it is mocked up in place. Now I can head up to the attic, get the elbow put in to connect the pipe coming up from the garage to the pipe in the attic. The flooring I've put in over the years sure is handy. Now the pipe from the garage and the attic are joined. Everything is mocked up. And now I can move back down to the water heater and get all of the plumbing put together. Here's the overflow and condensation valve and the PEX water lines connecting to the hot water heater. Next up, I need to figure out where the gas pipe is going to come through the ceiling so it can drop down on the panel we put in that we mounted the water heater on. Little pilot hole with a Phillips screwdriver, then I can poke a little piece of wire up into the attic. That way when I go back into the attic, I can find my little piece of wire sticking up to locate that hole. Sorry guys, the wardrobe malfunctions in this video are real. Just gotta do what you gotta do. I'm attaching the rafter hangers to the pipes right now. This makes sure that they don't go anywhere, but also gives them just a little bit of wiggle room inside of the clamp too. I can finally get rid of my little support boards here, and that will complete this particular section. Going to switch over to the other side now. A little bit more precarious to navigate this area. I don't have any floors here, so just throwing down a board, crawling over to it. It was a whole lot easier crawling through an attic when I was 10 years old, let me tell you. And I'm going to go ahead and get these straps put up on the other end of the pipe here. And fortunately, that will wrap up the work I've got to do up in the attic. The next day, I was greeted to this waiting for us out in the street. Spire is a company that provides the natural gas, and they also do all of the digging of the lines as well. So, since we are the very first house to get natural gas installed, that means they're going to tear our yard up, and the entire street. Phase 1 of the project is going to be digging the main that runs along the edge of the street. And then phase 2 is going to be connecting our house to the main. At the far end of the street is where they connected to the existing main, came through our yard right here in the front, in 2 different places. Since this is the first time I've ever worked with natural gas, I felt it was best to have plumbers come out to seal and test all of the gas pipes, and generally make sure I did everything right. Believe it or not, I was offered a job twice based on the quality of my work. Not bad. Here's the final installation of the gas pipe to the hot water heater. It's a good thing the plumbers got that all finished, because the next morning, Spire was back, and they were ready to dig the connection between the main and our house. I'm sure they will never hear this, but I'm going to give a huge shout out to the Spire guys that worked on this project. They were extremely professional, and they did a great job. Spire didn't tell us they were going to be showing up, so I didn't have a way to set up cameras ahead of time, but fortunately, the project occurred right in front of our surveillance cameras, so I was able to create a really cool time-lapse of the entire project. Just like that, they were gone. Although the Spire guys did a really good job getting everything done, there was a bunch of little rocks that I wanted to get cleaned up. So my buddy Roy came over to help me get this all picked up, and then afterward, we're going to put some straw down over the top of these little grass seeds. Just FYI, in case you can't tell, Roy is an absolute beast. Roy and I might have gotten just a little carried away with the straw. The director had to come out a little bit later and fix it for us. Thank you, honey. Like I said, Spire could have left us in a way worse position. Fortunately, Roy and I got this thing cleaned up pretty quickly. Now we've just got to water it a whole bunch. And here it is after about a week. You can see the grass is starting to grow. And here it is after about 2 weeks. Looking pretty good. I'll probably have a few bare spots to fill, but that's going to have to wait until next spring. The good news is, after all that work, we officially have a gas meter. And that means we can finally get this thing fired up. The water lines are all connected. The valves turned on, water is flowing to the hot water heater. The natural gas lines have been purged of air. They are filled with natural gas, and this machine is ready to fire. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this Rinnai model number RX199IN natural gas tankless hot water heater with 1,999 BTU of endless hot water. This module allows wireless control of the hot water tank. All right, it is officially go time. Gas is turned on, power plugged in, kill the music. Let's do this. Before we get back to the water heater problem, I want to tell you guys about another project. A few months after we purchased this house in May of 22, the director gave me permission to rip out our master's bathroom tub and put in a jacuzzi tub. Let's just say she didn't have to ask me twice to break out my Sawzall. After putting up a little protective plastic to keep the dust down, it was time to rip everything out. Tiles, sheetrock, plumbing, all of it came out. After a quick little test fit and running 2 new circuits, it was time for some sheetrock. Look at that fit. Not bad, huh? Yeah, it didn't fit quite perfect. That's okay. The director will fix it. Look at that. A true professional. It's coming along, but we're not done yet. The plumbing on this? Not fun. But we got her figured out. After doing a bunch more undocumented work, including installing some shiplap, a chandelier, and a nice little TV, this little jacuzzi is ready to go. Except one little problem. Our electric water heater could not fill this tub all the way up with hot water. So that is where the tankless hot water heater comes in. So the way this hot water heater works is after you power it on and then turn on some water, a little orange light is supposed to turn on right here. And then the unit will start drawing air in right here. But the problem is, no little orange light appeared right here. This is what us professionals would refer to as not good. A car ride up to the gas station to get me some soda water, and I remembered what I forgot to do. Believe it or not, you remove the concentric pipe elbow, get a cup of water, and dump it down inside the exhaust port. That's it. That was the problem. Now when you turn the water on, that orange light comes on immediately. They have a port here that you can actually see the natural gas burning inside the machine. Ain't that cool? And here's proof the water is actually hot. You can see the steam coming off of it. Well, that's gonna do it for this project. Everything went great, and we officially have endless hot water. We've been using the hot water for about 2 weeks now, and there hasn't been any problems whatsoever. And the director can finally use her long-awaited jacuzzi.